Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling and I hope you have absolutely fabulous day. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to create this dimensional pop-up cut without any cutting dies. For my project today, I use my Purple World digital collection, which you can see here. If you like all the design papers and elements to fussy cut, I left the link to my collection in the description down below so you can have a look. So if you like purple, this collection is for you. To create the card base, I need a scoring board and two pieces of purple card measuring 6 by 12 inches. First I'm going to score it at 6 inches all the way down, and then with my second panel measuring 6 by 12 inches, I'm going to score it at 3 inches all the way down. Then I need 6 inches and the last score line will be at 9 inches. Now when this is ready, we can move on to the next step. If you like fancy folds, I really hope you'll give this cut a go. It is super easy and super fun to create. And if you have any scraps pieces of your totally favorite paper collection, this cut is for you. Now I'm going to use my trimmer from Craft. I'm going to place it at 2 inches and I'm going to cut from 1 to 11 inches using the blade on my trimmer. So if you don't have this trimmer from Craft, I really recommend you get it. It is my totally favorite one. Now I'm going to move it to 4 inches and repeat the process. So I'm going to cut it from 1 to 11 inches. So we need that 1 inch on each side. Now we can fold and burnish all those score lines. Make my job easier, I'm going to place my scoring tool at 1 inch and I'm going to create a scoring line only between the cut lines. Now you have to use it to actually fold it. So we're going to create some valleys and mountains here. Super quick and simple. So as you can see, this cut is going to have a lot of dimension. If you haven't tried this one yet, I really hope you'll feel inspired and craft along with me. And as you can see, you can use a colored card to create your card base, which I think is really cool. Because very often we start with the white color. But to be honest, I think purple is the best color in the world. So why not create a card base with it? So now when this is ready, then we have to fold and burnish the other card as well. So we've got lots of dimension. I really like it. What do you think about it so far? So now, when this is ready, you can either adhere it straight away inside or you can decorate those panels first. The choice is absolutely yours. I'm going to use the grid on my mat just to place the inside mechanism. And I do recommend you leave 2 inches on each side. This way, it's going to be symmetrical. And that's why you need the grid on your mat, or you can use a ruler as well. Just to make sure I can maneuver my mechanism, I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue. So as you can see, 2 inches here on the right hand side, then I'm going to close my cut base and then I'm going to repeat the process. So I'm going to close it here, put the liquid glue on, and then close the cut base. So as you can see, I only put the glue here on that side because I really want that mechanism to move. It's always a good idea to burnish your card as well. So now we're going to create beautiful panels to decorate the inside of the card. And as I told you, scraps of paper are perfectly fine to create beautiful elements. So I need 10 panels measuring 1 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4 of an inch. And when they are ready, decisions, what design papers you want to create. And now I need 10 panels measuring 10.5 by 2.5 of an inch. And all these rectangles come from my Purple World collection. Beautiful, stunning, and just perfect for any occasion. I really wonder if you started crafting this year. If you do, what is the preferred color palette for this new year. If you have your favorite, please let me know in the comments down below. So first I've got 6 patterns which look nearly the same. And then I decided for extra contrast to choose a different background paper. And this time it is slightly darker. Because why not? I don't want every single element to look exactly the same. So when these elements are ready, we can decorate the inside of the card. And again, I'm going to use my liquid glue because I will have time to maneuver all those elements. And that is exactly what I want, especially with those rectangles here. So far, as you can see, super easy. And I do recommend you use all the scraps of that white card you've got in your absolutely amazing shelf with scraps, because that is the way to go, especially with all the fancy folds. And you can also use a red liner tape if you prefer, but I think liquid glue is the best solution here. And just to make sure it looks symmetrical, I'm going to use the darker elements at the bottom and at the top of my card. And as you can see, I'm still missing 2 elements, and we're going to create those squares in a moment. So just give it a minute to dry fast, then we can move on to the next step. So again, I will need that white card to create those panels, and this time they'll be slightly smaller. Of course, you can check if your mechanism works, and of course it does. So we need 2 white squares on the sides, and these will measure 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 of an inch, and the smaller panels will be 1.5 by 1.5 of an inch. Now we're going to assemble them together and put them on the card. And at this point, I thought something is missing on the sides of the card, so I'm going to decorate it as well. So all the elements are going to match beautifully with that purple cardstock, white for extra contrast, and also the amazing design papers in this card. So now I'm going to create 2 side panels using white card. Again, I'm going to use my scraps. So these are 1 3/4 by 5 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to place them inside of my card. And then again, decisions, which design paper you want to use. And I decided to use that beautiful darker one, which measures 1.5 by 5.5 of an inch. And if you really like this purple world collection, as I told you, I left the link in the description down below so you can have a look. And when this is ready, then I decided to decorate the front of the card. Super quick, simple. So if you like this collection, you don't really need much to decorate the inside. So I've got a white panel measuring 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 of an inch, and the design paper is 5.5 by 5.5 of an inch. I'm going to place them together, and then I decided to use more scraps. So I've got 2.5 by 4.5 of an inch, and then from that beautiful purple world collection, I've got a rectangle measuring 2 1/4 by 4 1/4 of an inch. And just to finish the layout at the front of the card, I decided to create a square measuring 3.5 by 3.5 of an inch, and then the design paper will be slightly smaller, which is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 of an inch. Super quick and simple, right? So if you do have lots of scraps in your drawer, that is the way to go to create that beautiful dimensional pop-up card. Now I'm going to use my alcohol marker in purple color to create the background for my sentiment. And this one is in Polish for your name day, because of course we do celebrate it in Poland. So I'm going to use my scissors to fussy cut the border around the sentiment, Then I can place it on a card. But at this point, I thought something is missing. And just to finish it off, I'm also going to use some beautiful elements to fussy cut from my digital Purple World collection. But first, I'm going to adhere the front of the card to my card base, and then I can go wild with all the dimension. So here I've got 5 flowers and I'm going to use double-sided foam adhesive for extra dimension because why not? I think that will work just fine here. For some of the flowers I'm going to use 1 layer of double-sided foam adhesive, and for some of them I'm going to use 2 layers of double-sided foam adhesive just to get some extra dimension. And then you have to place the sentiment wherever you want, which I think is really cool. How often do you use double-sided foam adhesive in your cards? Do you have your favorite? If you do, please let me know in the comments down below. So now when this is ready, I'm going to get rid of all those backing paper of that double-sided foam adhesive, and I'm also going to use a little bit of that tape for the sentiment for extra dimension as well. And then the card will be nearly completed. And at this point, I thought maybe I can create a white square at the back of the card so we'll have more place or space to write the message on the back. I wonder, how often do you do that? Please let me know in the comments down below. So, as you can see, the card is nearly completed. I really like all the patterns on this card and how dimensional it is. So now I'm going to use white card measuring 5.5 by 5.5 of an inch. So I have a little bit wider border here, which I think is really cool. And the card will be completed. What's really good about this card, not only it has lots of dimension when you open it, it also can stand proudly on a flat surface. Absolutely beautiful. I really wonder if you'd like to give it a go. If you do, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Have a wonderful day and see you in my next video. Happy crafting! Bye!